Once an athlete turns pro, it's easy for them to think that success will be automatic. That's not quite how it works. They have to turn it up a notch and work even harder to be great. More often than not, a guy whose career gets off to a slow start probably won't make much of a name for himself. But there are some athletes who showed how big of a virtue patience can be. I'm Justin Fraction, and today we present 10 athletes who turned their careers around. And a huge shout out and thank you to the Vikings Phanatic for suggesting this list. We do hope you enjoy this video, and if you do, feel free to click subscribe down below for more cool videos every single day. Number 10, Josh Hamilton. Hamilton was drafted first overall by Tampa Bay in 1999, but his Major League Baseball career took forever to get started. He struggled with alcohol and drug addictions and needed to enter rehab. He finally broke into the majors with the Cincinnati Reds in 2007. Next thing you know, Hamilton is the face of the Texas Rangers franchise. He won the 2010 American League MVP and led Texas to the AL pennant that same year, as well as in 2011. Hamilton emerged as one of baseball's top sluggers in the 2010s, as his determination to turn a promising career around eventually paid off. Number 9, Larry Murphy. One of the highest scoring defensemen in NHL history with 1,216 points, Larry Murphy was a key part of the Pittsburgh Penguins Stanley Cup championships in 1991 and 92. But Murphy moved to the Toronto Maple Leafs in 1995 and started to show a steep decline in his play. The Maple Leafs fans hounded him miserably, and he was shipped to the Detroit Red Wings during the 1996-97 season. Murphy added 2 more Stanley Cups with Detroit in 1997 and 98, turning his career around and posting a pair of 50-point seasons. He retired in 2001, erasing the miserable legacy he left behind in Toronto. Number 8, Julian Edelman. Edelman played quarterback at college for Kent State and was drafted in the 7th round by the New England Patriots in 2009. He saw very little action in his first 4 NFL seasons, catching a mere 69 passes and 4 touchdowns. Then 2013 came around. Edelman went from a little-used backup receiver to Tom Brady's favorite target, catching 105 passes for 1,056 yards. Edelman has led the Patriots to a pair of Super Bowl championships. None of this would have happened if he didn't stay patient and determined to make a name for himself. Number 7, Tommy John. John was one of baseball's best pitchers during the 70s, but he suffered damage to the UCL in his throwing arm and saw his career go into jeopardy. Of course, Tommy John surgery came into existence and revived his career after he sat out all of 1975. John won 10 games in his first year back and managed to play in the majors until 1989. Not bad at all for a guy who was supposed to retire after the UCL injury. Number 6, Alex Smith. The San Francisco 49ers drafted Smith first overall in 2005, over Aaron Rodgers, must we add. Smith was downright terrible over his first 5 seasons, racking up constant losing seasons and failing to even hit 3,000 passing yards. But the 49ers hired Jim Harbaugh, and he turned Smith into the NFL's premier game changer. Smith led the 49ers to the NFC Championship game and has since enjoyed time as the Kansas City Chiefs starting quarterback. It took a long time, but the right coach and right system has helped Smith succeed as one of the NFL's smarter and winningest quarterbacks. Number 5, Tim Thomas. Thomas was drafted way back in 1994, played NCAA hockey at Vermont for a few years, and wound up playing in multiple leagues across the planet, including Finland. The Boston Bruins brought Thomas in briefly during the 2005-06 season and saw enough to make him their starter. The 2-time Vezina Trophy winner led Boston to the Stanley Cup in 2011, taking home the Conn Smythe Trophy as playoff MVP. Not bad for a guy who didn't establish himself as an NHL starter until he was in his mid-30s. Number 4, Jim Plunkett. The Patriots drafted Plunkett first overall in 1971, but he struggled big time in his 5 seasons there and wasn't able to be the franchise quarterback they had hoped for. Plunkett went to the San Francisco 49ers and failed there. Eventually, he went to the Raiders and became their starter in 1980. Next thing you know, Plunkett leads the Raiders to a pair of Super Bowl championships, rightfully so. Plunkett also took home the 1980 NFL Comeback Player of the Year award. Number 3, Chauncey Billups. By the time he was in his 5th NBA season, Chauncey Billups had played for his 4th team. Talented but not really wanted, it seemed. Billups then signed with the Detroit Pistons in 2002, hoping to turn into the franchise star many teams thought he could be. How does the backbone of the 2004 NBA Championship and Finals MVP sound? Billups turned the Pistons into a top dog in the East and went from a forgotten commodity to one of the league's best point guards. Billups will now be remembered as a Pistons hero, not a draft bust who failed to reach his full potential. Number 2, David Ortiz. After spending 6 years mainly as a bench player with the Minnesota Twins, David Ortiz joined the Boston Red Sox in the 2003 season, and instead of being lost in the shuffle of the countless MLB players who failed to have successful careers, Big Papi put himself on the Mount Rushmore of Red Sox giants. He led Boston to 3 World Series championships, helping them to end their 86-year championship drought in 2004. He also took home 7 Silver Slugger awards and clubbed 541 career home runs. Quite the turnaround for Big Papi. And number 1, Kurt Warner. In 1994, Warner went to the Green Bay Packers training camp but wasn't given a contract. He then worked at a grocery store stocking shelves. Then he went to play arena football. Then the St. Louis Rams signed him in 1998. 1 year later, he went on to win the 1999 NFL MVP, Super Bowl 34, and the Big Games MVP all in the same season. Warner also won the 2001 MVP and finished with 32,344 passing yards and 208 touchdowns in his career. If that's not turning around your career, then what is? Which other athletes turn their careers around? Join us in the comment section below. If you liked this video and learned a thing or two, clicking the like button helps us out a ton and we appreciate it. If this is your first time coming around to Total Pro Sports though, subscribing is a great idea because we put out videos like this every single day. But as always, thanks for watching and we'll see you guys next time.